Hello, I'm Emma, and today we're talking about communication mistakes many parents make without realizing it. Small words, tones, and reactions can deeply shape a child's confidence and behavior. In this video, you'll learn what to stop doing and what builds stronger connection instead today. Every parent wants a close, loving relationship with their child, yet many unknowingly damage connection through everyday communication habits. They love deeply, care sincerely, and try their best, but stress, exhaustion, and learned patterns often shape the way they speak. Words said in seconds can stay in a child's heart for years. Tone, timing, facial expressions, and emotional reactions all become part of how children understand themselves and the world around them. This video explores common communication mistakes parents make with kids and how to replace them with healthier habits that build trust, confidence, and cooperation. Communication matters more today than ever because children are growing up in a fast, noisy world. They face school pressure, social comparison, emotional overload, and endless distractions. Home should feel like a safe place where they are heard, respected, and guided. But when communication becomes harsh, dismissive, confusing, or inconsistent, children may stop opening up. They may become anxious, defiant, withdrawn, or overly dependent on outside validation. The way parents speak becomes the inner voice children carry into adulthood. That is why changing communication patterns can transform not only behavior, but identity. The first mistake is speaking only to correct behavior and rarely to connect emotionally. Many parents communicate most when giving orders, pointing out problems, reminding responsibilities, or stopping bad behavior. While guidance is necessary, children also need communication that says, "I enjoy you, I see you, and I care about your inner world." If most interactions feel negative or instructional, children may feel valued only when performing well. Over time, this weakens closeness. The healthier replacement is creating daily moments of warm connection. Ask how they felt about their day. Notice something kind they did. Laugh together. Sit beside them without rushing. Listen without an agenda. When children regularly experience connection, they become more receptive to correction later. Emotional safety opens the door to cooperation. A child who feels seen listens differently than a child who feels managed. The second mistake is talking too much when emotions are high. When children misbehave, argue, cry, or resist, many adults respond with long lectures. They explain morals, consequences, and life lessons in the heat of conflict. But a dysregulated child cannot absorb wisdom. Their brain is focused on defense, not learning. The more adults talk in that moment, the less children hear. The better approach is fewer words and calmer presence. Use short, clear statements. "I see you're upset. We will talk when calm. Throwing is not okay." Then regulate first. Once the child feels safe and settled, conversation becomes productive. Teaching after calmness is far more effective than lecturing during chaos. Timing matters as much as content. The third mistake is invalidating feelings. Parents often say things like, "Stop crying, it's not a big deal, you're fine," or "Don't be dramatic." Usually these words come from a desire to help the child move on. But children hear something different. They hear that their emotions are wrong, inconvenient, or too much. This can teach suppression rather than regulation. Children need help understanding feelings, not denying them. A stronger response sounds like this: "I know that hurt. You're disappointed. You really wanted that. It's okay to feel upset." Validation does not mean agreeing with bad behavior. It means acknowledging the emotional experience. Once feelings are recognized, children calm faster and become more teachable. Emotional acceptance builds resilience. The fourth mistake is constant criticism. Some homes develop a pattern where adults mostly notice mistakes. Shoes in the wrong place, messy rooms, slow homework, poor grades, attitude, forgotten chores. Even when intentions are good, constant criticism slowly convinces children they are always failing. They may become defensive, perfectionistic, or give up trying altogether. Healthy communication balances correction with encouragement. Notice effort, kindness, improvement, responsibility, and honesty. Say, "I saw you try again. Thank you for helping. You handled that better today." Encouragement strengthens motivation because it tells children growth is possible. Criticism alone creates shame. Guidance mixed with belief creates progress. The fifth mistake is comparing children to siblings or others. Statements like, "Why can't you be like your brother?" or "Your cousin gets better grades," may seem motivating, but comparison often creates resentment and insecurity. Children begin measuring their worth against others instead of developing their own strengths. Sibling relationships may also suffer. Every child needs to be known as an individual. Replace comparison with personal growth language. "I know you can improve from last week. Let's focus on your progress. What helps you do your best?" This teaches children to compete with their previous self, not with others. Confidence grows when identity is honored. The sixth mistake is using shame to control behavior. Shame sounds like, "What is wrong with you? You're so lazy. You always ruin everything. Bad boy. Bad girl." These labels attack identity rather than address behavior. While shame may create temporary obedience, it damages self-worth and trust. Children often act according to the labels they hear repeatedly. Discipline should target actions, not character. Say, "Hitting is not okay. That choice was unkind. Leaving your mess needs to be fixed. You are responsible for what happened." This protects dignity while maintaining accountability. A child can learn from mistakes without believing they are the mistake. The seventh mistake is not listening fully. Many adults interrupt, assume, rush solutions, or dismiss explanations before hearing the child out. Children notice quickly when no one truly listens. They may stop sharing small things, then later stop sharing important things. Listening is one of the deepest forms of respect. Practice listening with eye contact, patience, and curiosity. Let them finish. Reflect what you heard. Ask gentle questions. Even if you disagree, hearing them first strengthens trust. Children who feel heard are more likely to hear others. Listening teaches them how relationships should feel. The eighth mistake is threatening consequences constantly. Some parents rely on phrases like, "I'll take everything away," "Wait until your father gets home," or "Do it now or else." Fear may create short-term compliance, but overuse weakens respect. Children either become anxious or numb to threats. Instead, use calm, predictable consequences connected to behavior. If toys are thrown, toys rest for today. If homework is ignored, playtime starts later. If you speak disrespectfully, we pause this conversation. Consistency feels safer than random punishment. Children learn responsibility when boundaries are clear and fair. The ninth mistake is expecting adult communication from a child brain. Parents may ask for patience, logic, emotional control, and perfect manners from children who are still developing those skills. Then frustration rises when children act immaturely. But childhood is the training ground for regulation, not proof of mastery. Better communication considers developmental stage. Younger children need repetition, modeling, reminders, and simple language. Teenagers need respect, privacy, and collaborative discussion. A child's behavior often reflects missing skills more than bad intentions. When expectations match development, conflict decreases. The 10th mistake is speaking with anger instead of authority. Authority is calm, clear, and steady. Anger is reactive, loud, and unpredictable. Many adults confuse volume with leadership. But children often respond better to emotional steadiness than intensity. Loud homes may produce fear, not respect. Practice lowering your voice instead of raising it. Pause before responding. Use fewer words with more certainty. No, that stops now. Try again respectfully. Calm authority signals strength. Children borrow regulation from regulated adults. Another common mistake is sarcasm. Adults sometimes joke harshly, mock mistakes, or use humor to express irritation. Children, especially younger ones, often experience sarcasm as humiliation. They may laugh outwardly but feel small inside. Use humor that connects, not humor that wounds. Shared laughter builds closeness. Mockery breaks trust. If a joke depends on the child feeling embarrassed, it is too expensive emotionally. Another mistake is forcing conversations at the wrong time. Some children need space before talking, especially after conflict or school stress. Demanding immediate explanations can increase shutdown or defensiveness. Instead, invite communication. You don't have to talk now, but I'm here when ready. Would you rather talk during a walk? We can discuss this after dinner. Respectful timing often opens doors pressure cannot. Many parents also make the mistake of apologizing too little. Adults sometimes believe apologizing weakens authority. In reality, sincere apology models accountability and emotional maturity. When parents never admit mistakes, children learn pride and denial. A powerful repair sounds like this: I was too harsh earlier. I should have listened better. I'm sorry for yelling. You deserved more patience from me. Children do not need perfect parents. They need parents who repair. Repair teaches relationships can heal after mistakes. Another communication mistake is ignoring positive behavior while reacting strongly to negative behavior. Children naturally seek attention. If misbehavior receives intense energy while good behavior receives silence, some children repeat the behavior that gets response. Shift attention intentionally. Notice cooperation. Thank honesty. Celebrate problem solving. Smile at kindness. Attention is emotional currency. Invest it wisely. What parents consistently notice often grows. One more mistake is turning every conversation into a lesson. Children share stories, feelings, or mistakes, and adults immediately teach, analyze, or moralize. Sometimes children simply want empathy. Constant teaching can make them avoid opening up. Ask first, do you want help or do you want me to listen? This single question changes relationships. It respects the child's need and builds emotional intelligence. Sometimes support means silence and presence more than advice. Technology creates new communication mistakes too. Half listening while on phones, distracted responses, absent eye contact, and constant interruptions send a subtle message that screens matter more than connection. Children feel this deeply. Create device-free moments during meals, bedtime, car rides, or daily check-ins. Presence is one of the loudest forms of love. A few fully attentive minutes can matter more than hours of distracted proximity. As these mistakes are reduced, something beautiful begins to happen. Children become calmer because they feel safer. They become more honest because they expect listening instead of shame. They become more cooperative because connection reduces resistance. They become stronger because respectful communication teaches self-respect. Parents also change. Home feels less like a battleground and more like a team. Conflict becomes shorter. Repair becomes easier. Joy returns to ordinary moments. Communication is not magic, but it is powerful. Small shifts repeated daily reshape family culture. No parent gets this right all the time. Everyone loses patience, misreads emotions, says the wrong thing, or reacts poorly at times. The goal is not perfection. The goal is awareness and progress. One calmer response, one better apology, one deeper listening moment can start a new pattern. If you want stronger connection with your child, begin with one habit today. Maybe listen longer. Maybe criticize less. Maybe validate feelings. Maybe lower your voice. Maybe apologize sincerely. Small communication changes create lasting emotional impact. Children remember how home felt. They remember whether they were safe to speak, safe to fail, safe to feel, and safe to grow. When parents stop harmful communication habits and replace them with wisdom, children carry that healing into every future relationship. If this video helped you see parenting differently, support the channel by liking, subscribing, and sharing it with another parent who wants to raise emotionally strong and deeply connected children.